How you doing, guys? So today I wanted to talk about Death Stranding's basically when I have already finished up with the story. Now, this is quite important for me to clarify. This recording is happening after the review that I already published about the Death Stranding. And I highly advise you and recommend you to check that out first. I wanted to mention the other thing. By that time I already did finish the game, that's why I made the review. For me, it's necessary not to play the games on easy. That's, pretty normal, I think. I played on hard, the hardest difficulty there is. It's actually quite easy, even on hard. And that's the highest level difficulty, but whatever. And the other thing as well, yes, basically I finished the game, then I done the review while I was writing the script after. So, this is just my post-impressions of the game, what I think about it so far, since I've been playing already so much of it. I've been playing at the end game, more or less, of it. Well, if that's what you like to call it, an end game, but really it's not that of an end game if you really think about it. This is a purely single-player experience for this story to experience, and it's a very long game. It will be taking up your time about 50 to 60 hours, if not more. Now, yes, it will be far more if you go for the Platinum Trophy as well. Now, I did not yet consider, or I should say, I did not make that decision yet, if I would like to go for the Platinum Trophy on this game. Something about it that just kind of wants me personally anyway, I kind of want to go for a Platinum Trophy because I really like this game. Not because of Hideo Kojima, for love of God. I'm not a fanboy of his, alright? Hopefully that makes sense. Alright, just genuinely, if you played the game for yourself and you finish it on your own terms, like say, yes, it will require you a lot of time to play through the game. What about the other games as such, right? They require a lot of time. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a very slow type of game as well, that you need to go from point A to B, similar thing as Death Stranding, but a lot of people will be telling me down in the comments, oh, we just are a delivery man, more or less of an average game, blah blah blah. Oh my god, you clearly did not play the game, or you didn't give it a chance at totally not playing it. Or maybe you're just an Xbox fanboy, so you don't actually have an opportunity of getting this game on your, for yourself. Well, anyway, it's pretty normal to criticize exclusive games on that part. Alright, well, then since I'm very glad that Death Stranding is definitely coming out on PC, I'm actually definitely considering of getting it on PC as well. And I will definitely know it's going to be extremely demanding game to run on your system. It's going to be insane. Now, what it strives to be, I think it does something quite incredible. Especially since the gaming in general, there's so many twists, so many mysteries that were going to be solved. If you have any questions about the beginning of the game, or what you want to know about the game when you were watching these trailers, teasers, and gameplays beforehand, and you didn't know what the hell it was going to be about, now it totally makes sense. Now, I'm not going to be talking about those things. This is a spoiler category. And as well, the game is very long. And since the release of the game, it wasn't too long ago that people are starting to finish up with the game, unless, of course, if they, taking it slow, nice and easy. But anyway, for me, personally, I already finished the game, so, I wanted to talk about spoiler-free category. I'm not going to be referencing exactly what happens at the end, and but I will mention one thing. I don't think that's considered to be a spoiler, but anyway, I don't really think it actually puts a dot for a sequel, if that makes sense, but Hideo Kojima did say that he would like to make sequels to the Death Stranding as well, beforehand he said anyway, before the game was even launched. And now I actually don't know if he will go for it. I mean, like, since with his recent controversy going regarding his perhaps said mistranslation of him saying that the Americans are not capable of understanding what the hell is Death Stranding because they're all about the action shooter games. And okay, well, whatever. I'm not American, so I can't comment on that. Obviously, I'm not triggered by it. But still, I can understand completely why people will be quite upset about it. And personally, to be honest, I really don't think he tried to be on a bad vibe with anybody. I actually think that maybe it was misinterpreted incorrectly. Well, I should say it was misinterpreted, but it was interpreted wrong. So I don't think he has, it's pretty normal. He's, what is he, like almost 60 years old, 50 years old, 50, 60 years old, and he's been making video games all his life. I mean, he can definitely take a few criticisms, and that's for sure. Now, since the Death Stranding has been launched and a lot of people are saying this is the most divisive game, I think it's a big plus for this game to be a part of, being a divisive game. It has a marketing push to it, saying this game you will like it or you will dislike it. Now, I'm definitely gonna point out a few things about this game that people just did not really like, and then I'm gonna get into why I think it's a Game of the Year game of 2019. Well, anyway. Okay, yes, in Chapter 3 and perhaps a little bit of Chapter 5 as well, yeah, there's a lot of deliveries that you're required to do through this more or less an open world game. And yes, people will not like it in some kind of aspects. But if you like the sense of achievement and rewarding, and especially the satisfaction that you pull it off, that will keep you going. And it did for me. Now, I'm not gonna deny that I kind of got frustrated with some parts, like, oh my god, do I have to collect this cargo just to bring it to this point? You can completely ignore it. You don't have to collect all these stuff. All you have to do is just strive forward. Don't think about these cargoes if you don't want to. For example, a BB, you know, the baby you carry on your chest, right? Hideo Kojima said himself, basically you need to take the BB, calm him down and whatever, and yeah, you just will be able to go on your merry way, so you know you don't have to think about it. Actually, in all reality, you don't have ever think about the BB. The only times I had to look after my BB, right, the baby, maybe a whole game, maybe twice to 3 times. That's it. You see, it's not mandatory. Cargo deliveries is only mandatory when it's a part of the storyline. That's it. You don't have to do any of those standards. You don't have to do any of these side quests. I've done plenty of side quests, especially one barred with a marriage. I'm not going to mention too much about it, but that was kind of cringy. You'll know what I'm talking about if you see my review, guys. Near the end of the review, you would have seen it. That moment was weird. And anyway, it's not weird that it's like, it's cringy. It's not weird, but more or less it's cringy. But anyway, the game itself, the story, how it tries to be, it is very weird. And I really like it because the twists and the turns that at the end of the day of how the game ends makes bloody sense. And it just does. But when everything from the pieces that were all over scattered throughout the world, more or less, if you really think about it, and then kind of they all surprisingly well gather up into the one whole piece, and you will have all the answers that you require for you to understand this game at the very end. And it's just so much more satisfying. I really do believe that. Now, the character developments of all each characters and such, right, they are pretty good. I'm not gonna deny that. The main weakest point from all the characters, believe it or not, is actually Norman Reedus himself, Sam Bridges. I seriously think that he's the weakest of the fucking characters in this game. Seriously, your own main protagonist, it's just not interesting. Like, seriously, it's so bland, so boring. Like, I'm surprised that Hideo Kojima even wanted to put him into video games such as like the Silent Hills. Maybe he would have been a good option for that game. But Death Stranding is not that great. I personally think so. And actually a lot of other people said the same. But anyway, now, here's the thing about my, the question of this commentary I wanted to mention. The Game of the Year. Yes, I can only think of 2, perhaps maybe 3 games that come close to the Game of the Year currently as we're speaking. Number 1, Death Stranding. I already mentioned it, obviously. Number 2, I think is very close, is Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. The only difference mainly is because Sekiro is all about the gameplay, and mind you, it does a fucking fantastic. I played it, I finished it, I got a platinum trophy, so don't tell me as if I don't know what I'm talking about, guys. I love that game, I love Dark Souls series games. And yeah, I still think Death Stranding takes the mark, well, number 1. The Sekiro, I think seriously gets a very, very close second. Third, I think it might be, I don't know. Maybe Devil May Cry, the new one that came out, Devil May Cry 5, or the Resident Evil remake, well, Resident Evil 2 remake. One of those. I see, no, some people may even consider that these games may be number 1s instead, because I personally think that Death Stranding is definitely number 1, even though I definitely know it's not gonna get number 1, Game of the Year, because it's such a divisive game and a lot of people didn't play it, and number 2 is because it's exclusive, so it's even less people played it, and number 3, people just got very big beef against the Hideo Kojima since he's way too popular for no good real reason. Just separating from Konami and then, you know, making all the ties, and Silent Hills never came into fruition. But still, I'm just glad the way he did end up making a game. And I never would have had a game like this, and so great as well. God, I can see it already in the comments right now. Some of you might be writing it. You don't know what you're talking about. This game is average. This bullshit. You know, Hideo Kojima, fucking cocksucker. I don't know. Basically, fanboyism. Anyway, I'm not being a fan. I personally think the game is fucking fantastic. It's definitely game of the year, easily. Well, to the second part of the Sekiro Shadows Die Twice coming close second, so maybe not that easily, but still is the game of the year, the Death Stranding. I don't know. I think that this game is so good that people just don't know what they're talking about. I seriously do think that. If people would have had an idea, or at least give it a chance, it would have turned their whole heads around and they would have been saying, holy shit, this game is great. And so many people who actually tried to play it through, and I actually think everybody who played it through till like 20 hours mark, let's say about that range maybe, and that they were all saying, holy shit, this game is great. All of their minds have been changed. I can maybe 1-2 guys out there just say, I don't like this because of the reasons. But anyway, just a lot of people are crazy with their minds who think this game is average or bad. This is no way near to be a 2 out of 10 or 5 out of 10. This game doesn't even come to a goddamn 7 out of 10. It is an 8, a 9. I don't know about a masterpiece, like a 10 out of 10. I don't know about that. I give it like a 9 out of 10. No, not a masterpiece. Definitely not a masterpiece. 100% not. Red Dead Redemption 2 in my eyes was not a masterpiece game, but it's a fucking brilliant game though. Brilliant game, but not masterpiece in my opinion. All right, well, I think I triggered quite a few of you already. At this point, I'm gonna let you go. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe as always. And yeah, have a good one, guys.